Hi,
Good.
welcome back to episode 10 of Sidekick.
Episode 10.
Social Hour.
I love it. 10 episodes.
10 episodes. So yeah, if you want to check us out, we're on a CryptoBuddy17 on Twitter, and then we got Dabs Galore on Twitter as well.
Yeah, I need to get way better about that Twitter stuff.
Yeah.
I've been getting into spaces, but my bio and like my tweeting skills are not up to par to some, so I'll be working on that one. It's on my to-do list. All right. It's been an interesting week. I think we talked a lot about Bitcoin last week, maybe going up. 28K was the price you were talking about. Looks like we've made it to that price limit.
I said it could drop lower though as well.
Yeah, I still keep hearing that it possibly could. I remember I was telling you about where I see the market start to rally up before a big event. So the Shanghai upgrade on Ethereum was like 2 weeks ago on Saturday. And usually what happens with the experienced traders is they start to get into the market way before the news hits. And then they start to sell off like the day of or the day after the event. And I felt like that was what was happening because the pumping kind of happened out of nowhere. Ethereum was pumping, Bitcoin was pumping, alts were pumping out of nowhere. And we were talking about like some super high numbers. And then that bubble popped and we're kind of steaming back down. And I think it was the event. So we really need to see where we're going to cool down. So I guess I'll start with the TA. Let's run straight into it.
Yeah. Good ones out. I'm just going to quickly share the link around a few places if we get a few people in here.
In the background. Let me see if I can find where we're talking about charting.
Let me get it in your Shield Team 6.
Oh, what is that? 29. Oh, that was that 1 wick. There was a lot of action. I was out, so I couldn't really trade it, which I'm kind of happy because there's a lot of false sentiment right here. This is looking good. This money flow curving up into a green flow, but looks like some kind of divergence. So I'm definitely not I kind of wanted to trade. Last night I got home really late from my sister's wedding. For those who don't know, I was out for the week doing that. My sister got married. So I had to drive. I think it was like an 8-hour drive. Made it there safely, made it back. Haven't looked at the market once because I wanted to look at it here with you guys on the episode for the first time. Get more of an organic reaction because I wasn't sure what was going on. I just knew the price was going down, but I didn't know how low. And we have, we went low. We hit, all the targets. One thing I was thinking about on my ride is a lot of the times when the markets pump, a lot of investors, people in crypto, or just any market really starts to get that hopium and thinking that, we can keep on going up. But right now, I really don't think it's the true reversal. Like we've already gotten the bottom in, but we still need a little bit more time to really rally up until we get the new all-time high. So now when I'm trading, instead of just looking at, we're going to go to 40K, 50K, I'm going to start looking at the bigger picture and be like, okay, maybe this is the top for right now. Let's cool off for a couple weeks, couple months, whatever it may be, because next year is really when the true rally will come, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like I was saying, I think, we can see probably as low as 24, I'm looking at.
24?
23.
Yeah, let me do some TA now that I'm not on that hopium bubble, because I definitely was not even looking at the downfall. I was just kind of looking at the upwards. The momentum was really high. The money flow was looking good. But right here, you can see if I would have been around the PC, this is the one thing I tell a lot of you guys who use like this indicator in particular, is the money flow is a big thing because you want to follow the money when you're trading. When it's coming in, you want to be trading longs. Excuse me, mic cut off for a second. And then when you're doing shorts, you want to catch it when the money's leaving the markets. So this is always a huge indicator that I try to put like priority on my trading, because when you start seeing this curvature down of the money flow, and then this equilibrium where we start getting the red come in and the curve, that's basically a downtrend. And as I'm speaking that, like I see that the red's already wanting to curve up. So keep that in mind. So I'm gonna go ahead and just run into it. Let's see where start with the 4 hour. It's looking like we're either about to bounce off some support or we are heading to the support. So support looks to be, what is that, like right there? 26,000, what is that? 26,590 ish area. Is that what you were saying? 25?
20. I've got okay. So I've got a couple of levels of support. I've got 25,800. I've got, and then I've got 23,070.
Oh, it's 70. Okay, so it's way up here.
So like,
yeah.
If we break past 25,800, you know, we could be looking at like we're going to go down to sort of 2,300.
Yeah, we probably need to start looking at where this rally really started, because this was the rally right here. Regardless, though, I'm looking at the bigger picture right now, and what I just saw so far, we're printing higher lows. As long as this does not break this line, it's looking healthy. And then basically, if it does stay true to this support, it would ideally print a higher high as well, like it has been. Higher high, higher high, higher highs, higher highs. This is the first time it did a lower high, and that's always something you want to look for momentum moves. The moment you don't print that higher high and you start to print lower highs, that's usually an indication of a reversal. Like right here, I can see it perfectly. Like, so we'll be in some kind of downtrend until we break out of this right here. So we might bounce up, get rejected, but it's really, I think it's really wanting to test these limits. So 26,600 roughly, that's another bounce. There is a mini support right here, it looks like, because I'm seeing a lot of reversal candles right here, and that is what price is that? 27,000 roughly. Of course, usually the whole numbers, what I've noticed is it tries to hold the support, but most of the times it doesn't. It'll fall a little bit, and then if it's going to truly support it, it will bounce back like $400-500, which is trying to, but we'll see. We're getting the waves at the bottom, which it's been heavily oversold for a while. We're at the bottom of the RSIs. So now I'm going to go into the 30 minutes, kind of see what's going on. Let's see. BTC, what are you telling me? Money flow still in the red. You might get a little relief rally for those scalpers right here. This is a higher wave. You're about to get a green. VWAP is going up. Not very much movement right here, though. I think Bitcoin's really still trying to figure out where it wants to go right now. If it's either going to hold this 27K, if not, we're going to test that 26,600 area. That'll be the next test. And then after that, we're looking like 25,200, 300 area. And I mean, any of that is still healthy, honestly. As long as it keeps in this trend, it's bouncing off support, it's still good. At the end of the day, as long as we're printing, and especially with the bigger picture, with this one, as long as we're printing higher lows, we're good. So here's an example. Boom, boom. So far this, as you can see, it's always higher. The highs, this is higher than the last time, this is higher than the last time, and this is higher than the last time.
Yeah. So, you got to remember where we came from. We was, sitting around 15,000?
Let's go back in history. Oh, what am I drawing here? Okay. Let's see what's going on. Now, when we first were really looking at it, I mean, the crypto market was looking
we caught the low, didn't we?
Yeah, it was. Let's see. I should probably go on the daily. The daily will catch it. Yeah, so this is, and you can see all the indicators we were talking about it. all even like back here. This isn't. Oh, this was me back then. No, wow. Okay, so 28. This is the 17 area. So probably around here, right? No, right here. No, right
Yep.
here. This is where we started the social hours. Around here, it's telling me it was giving me that bottom vibe. I also saw
Mm.
someone paint. I need to find it. I want to see if I can find it, but it was a cup and handle. So here's one right here, and I think you called this one out actually. If I don't, if I recall correctly,
Yeah, I
yeah,
sent you that
you're like saying
message.
there was a big cup and handle possibly, and like this is the thing that was throwing me off was this tiny little thing in the center. But seeing it now, we got the cup, we got the handle, and there's the correction and the runoff. Somewhere though, I need to see if I can see with my eyes. Is they said there's another one like, and that's what this is a bigger picture. So far, I'm not seeing it though. Like with these, like this is not looking like a cup handle, unless this is acting as the cup or something like that, which that would be in a, I don't know if that's possible. So let's see where we caught it. We caught it. Yeah, we caught it back here. And then it had a massive run up. So even if it corrected, like it's still looking healthy. Like I said, this thing, we extend this. And if it bounce off of that, even better. If it stays up here versus coming down here to the 23,600 area. Oh wow, I just saw this right now on the daily. You remember how I was telling you I really like the waves on the higher time frames? So let's see on the
Yep.
daily right here, when it printed this green, Bitcoin was at 19.5 and the red was 28K. So wow, it's a good run up. Let me see if I can get the percentages on that. No? Okay. There we go. 48% run up from that one. Okay, what is going on? Isn't it shift? Yeah, okay. 15% run up on that one. Yeah, so you can see it clearly. Every time it prints, run up, green, run up, green, run up. And if this one prints, it's not only going to do a run up, but it's going to be a higher valley than this one, which indicates like a stronger valley, like a stronger push. So we'll see. This could be very close to the bottom. It's definitely getting close to with these indicators. It's restarting them. The RSIs are getting low. I'm seeing a lot of buys, money flow coming in. And it bounced off perfectly off 27. I think there was only one wick right here. Yeah, one wick that brought it under 27, and then it bounced like $500. Yeah,
Nice.
but I think I'm chilling for traders. For me, I'm chilling. I'm waiting for a little bit more of a cool down, especially with it just touching 27K. We won't know if it's going to hold until like today, tomorrow. But it's definitely at levels for reversals. And if that honestly, if that daily pops off, that's going to be really huge. Like, that's really good to have that right there. Looks like the money flow even is curving in right there, which could be the start. So what you thinking? You thinking it's going to keep on going lower, or maybe this is where it starts to get some support?
I'd like to see it move sideways a
From
little
here?
bit.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
But I'm kind of thinking it's going to drop down a little bit more.
To the next levels. Let's see.
Yeah. Personally, I think we're going to see sort of the 25s.
25,
which would be good if we bounce off. If we bounce off like 25, 200.
Yeah, right here, this one.
Mm.
Which is good because that's previous resistance back there, right here. It hasn't acted as support yet, so we're gonna see if it's gonna be able to hold up. But yeah, this is. I think we're gonna be kind of chilling right now until Bitcoin decides how low it wants to go before it hits this reversal. I don't think there's any reports coming up. I need to check. I haven't been around the PC, and those dates usually bring some kind of like a lot of volume, honestly. So I'm gonna try to catch that before. And yeah, I'd chill. I'd be chilling because there's still heavy money. Like the money flow is still in the red on the 3 hour. Like that is heavy. That one's starting to curve up, but yeah. Well, shoot, I guess you want to move on to ETH, maybe? See what ETH is up to after the Shanghai upgrade. I think I saw ETH go up to like 2,120, maybe 40, maybe 40.
Yeah, you know a little bit more about this than me, so I'll let you take the lead on that.
Yeah, I love ETH, and a lot of people thought that it was going to be them unlocking the staked Ethereum, but it was just the reward. So there's still a lot of rewards that were sold. However, it wasn't as much, and regardless, like the pressure wasn't as bad. Again, expect these kind of pump and dumps when it comes to these kind of news events. I need to there's a calendar I was looking into that shows all the news upgrades, whether it be a blockchain going from testnet to mainnet, whether a DEX is coming to a chain. I saw Cardano maybe working with JavaScript. Another thing are like halvings. I think Litecoin halving is coming up. So those kind of things are trading events that we expect the market to try to rally up, and then after those days, of course, cool off. So honestly, this was no surprise to me. Like the rally was, but then knowing that the upgrade was coming up only made sense. So let's see. Here's where to top off. Yeah, and most of it did. When you get like a new start, like highs, and it gets rejected this many times, most of the times it will just try to fall until it finds support. Because there's like one, and I hate to say it, but one thing about like the price going up is strictly like hope, and versus the price going down, we know it can go to zero. Like we know where it can go, versus the price can be like unlimited going upwards. So you can always, as much as I hate it, it's like, with the market going down, where our numbers are at. How, we're not ever going to hit zero with any of these things. But that's why it's a little bit better to just keep your eyes on the lower prices than the higher ones. Because I remember when I first saw Bitcoin hit 20K, it was a straight shot up, and everyone's like, oh, it's going to keep on going. I finally got in. And what did it do? Go down to like 3,000. So the reality kicked in real quick. See what ETH is checking in. So top off, same thing. I'm gonna start with the daily actually. Let's see if it's showing the same picture that Bitcoin is. So not as much. It looks like Ethereum hasn't dumped as hard as Bitcoin did. That's why the valley wasn't created. But it's also gonna possibly create a stronger valley. Doesn't mean it's always good, but it is a better sign. The money flows in green. If it prints something like this, maybe we can get a retest of the 2,000. I think 2,000 Ethereum's like fair. I don't think that's like overpriced. And let's see after that, where's the next supports? Let's check them out. What does your indicator say about where ETH could go? I'm gonna graph this out real quick, see what's yeah.
I'm getting it's going to fall. I'm looking at the daily chart at the moment. I'm kind of looking like the 1,700 mark.
Let's see. Well, that would not happen.
That's the next level it could go down to.
1,700?
1,720. Yeah, that's where I've got the next load of resistance.
Like down here. Yeah, like right here. Oh, that's low. Okay.
That's what my indicator's saying anyway. But it's saying here that it needs to kind of get back up to the 2,800 mark. 2018, sorry.
This is definitely. I think that's what kind of sucks about most of these things is it really just waits on Bitcoin to really make a move. Whenever that wants to start to rally back up, we're going to start seeing the reversals because it's at the same thing with this one. It's like to a point where it needs to bounce off of this, retest, which I honestly don't think we're going to retest the higher, the 2000 area yet. We might do a sideways movement for the week, like in these ranges, and then just kind of bounce up in here, maybe even go lower, like to what you're saying, like somewhere down here. Let's say this level right here goes. And then start trading in between those. But yeah, I'm chilling, especially with the trades. No need to rush it. It's better to wait for these things to make up its mind and go with the flow instead of against it. And this one, let's see. Also, let me check something. Yeah, ETH ain't looking so pretty. It's not looking as pretty. It's not printing those higher highs. It's not. It does have this one right here, though. Let's see. It broke out of this massive one. You see, it was printing higher lows every single time, higher highs. So it did finally break out of that trend. It looks like what it's going to do is stick to this one. And let's see. I have so many lines. So many lines.
Yeah. So on TradingView anyway, one of the articles is ETH at crossroads. Do you reckon it's going to go to 2K or 1.5K next?
I think 1.5 makes a lot more sense than 2K right now. Yeah. Just because it's on the downtrend. 2K is not bad. Like, I like ETH at 2K. I think it's reasonable. I think the fees are still a problem. So whenever that gets fixed, that's going to be the issue. And honestly, I do believe when it does finally see that thing, you're going to see a big shift in like maybe even BSC projects that are mainly on BSC shift back to ETH, like to the main chain, because back in like when I got in, ETH was really the only one that was doing it, and the competition wasn't out there. There was like, I think Tron at the time was starting to do like dApps, and Ethereum, the price of Ethereum was just skyrocketing as well because everybody was interacting inside the blockchain. However, whenever the fees started to catch up to it, I even started to like get off of it. I remember ETH was really the pivotal point where I made a big gap from an investor to actually understanding the technology. And once that happened, I saw the big shift though. The gas fees were way too much. Everybody was looking for a solution, and then Binance Chain came out. And of course, everyone shifted over. The fees were crazy low. Same, you can basically clone anything on the ETH chain, bring it over. And now you're starting to see even more, like Matic. Like Matic's starting to come up a lot. And I'm excited for that one. I need to get better on Matic. And that's usually when you know it's good, when there's still a difficulty like Curve. So I'm really hyped for those type of things, but I can't wait for ETH to really fix that gas fee, because that's going to be a huge game changer for Ethereum and the dApps.
Yeah, the gas fees are mental. They started going back up again.
Yeah, especially.
I've seen loads of things on Twitter about people complaining about.
Have you heard about Zen?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, so like I looked up a little bit on it, but those people have an interesting project. So they made it where the NFTs are like free to mint. You just pay the gas fee, but it also burns the Ethereum. So it's like helping get Ethereum. The only thing about it, it's not helping us with the gas fees. There's days where just Zen will congest the network because so many people are minting on it. And I know, like, it's like a double-edged sword. Like, they're burning a lot of the ETH supply. So anybody who's holding ETH, that's really good. You understand, like, less supply of it, your coin becomes more valuable. But they're also making it to where it costs a lot of money to use the network. But there's like times I've seen there's like a website where you can go on different timings. So like, let's say 3 a.m. my time is better to work on the Ethereum chain because the gas aren't as congested. So they have stuff like that, but until they really get that, that's going to be the game changer. And we're getting there soon. Like Bitcoin with the Lightning Network, Ethereum was sharding with like 2.0. Like the big chains, the number ones, the OGs. This is what they have to do. They're not like the new chains where they're like, oh, we'll just change a little bit of code and move around it. Like these guys have to implement a whole, like a second layer solution. And it takes time. Like I think I've been waiting on the second layer solution for 3 years now, and I know it's gonna take at least another 2 years, like minimum. Like ETH 2.0 isn't fully like even out. Like it's doing like upgrades. So there's gonna be another one. There's gonna be another rally that we can trade because I think it has. So we did the merge. I think we did the purge, Shanghai, and I can't remember the other two, but they all have awesome names, and they're all coming up. So we can trade that, and we can expect some type of volatility in the markets, like across. Like Bitcoin's going to move with it, Ethereum's going to move with it, altcoins are going to move in with it. So that DCA strategy is like the best if you know those dates as well.
Yeah, and personally, I think we're going to see a really good price action on Ethereum this year.
I love it.
Unfortunately, we have both been kind of saying that we think there's going to be a bit of a dump, and we're kind of seeing it play out at the moment.
Yeah, it's just how low will it go? How low will it go? So let's see.
Bad news day. We're the bad news guys.
We have to. Someone's got to play the devil's advocate. Let's see what we got over here. So I remember I'm going to move into BNB, see if it's following the same trend. I feel like with the TA today is going to be similar like the last time when we left off, where it's the market's really trying to decide which way they want to go. Last time Bitcoin was hitting like, I think it was like 30K. It went to 30K for like a few minutes, maybe. I don't know how long it was. I saw it do it, but I wasn't around. And then it's been cooling off since then. And now it's the bottom. It's like, all right, when are you going to bottom out?
Right. You looking at BNB?
Yes, sir. Moving over to BNB.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure you caught it right before that big.
Yeah. Week, so I remember like we caught it. It was basically right before this formed. And I think, was it last episode or the episode before that one? It's probably the episode before that one. But yeah, basically, especially with this one, this is one of my favorite trades to make is the flagpole. There's the flagpole, you see it bouncing, and as soon as you see it break resistance, you could long the breakout. Most of the times I like to wait if I'm not already in for this retest. Usually what happens is you get a breakout, it gets rejected, but then it retests the previous resistance level. So here's what it did: pump, retest, and then it didn't even test it really. It was a little bit higher up there, and then it just kept going up. And the target for that, it was a little bit higher. Like I was expecting 369, but we still caught, it was still caught the breakout. And then if it would have gotten rejected, which this one, yeah, it looks like we even charted this one. This is last episode, I believe. We started seeing it gets some bounces, and I guess ultimately it got rejected. But there's some support right here, which I'm seeing that across the chains right now. We're getting some RSI. I don't see any divergences yet.
I think it's just about to get ready to go down. Personally, yeah, it's wound up really
definitely.
Tight.
This looks like a divergence right here. This is showing downwards. If you print the same line on that, it showed upwards. So yeah, this is probably going to drop some too. I don't see it going higher than this right here, the 333 level.
So 327.
315 was a low for that.
Yeah. So if it goes past 327, you could probably see it hit 315 maybe.
Yeah, makes sense. This needs to hold that. It's trading in a very, very tight range right now. Bouncing off of that, going up to that, up, moving up there. And that, maybe you're gonna get what you wanted, that sideways movement with a lot of these. Like maybe it's not time for it to make another leg down. Maybe it wants to figure out if it wants to make the leg down, or if it wants to retest
Yeah.
back in this range where it was previously. BNB doesn't have too bad of a dump. Like 330, it topped off at 350. Let's see. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this tool today. Yeah, see, so that wasn't that bad. It was like a 7% drop from there. It's a lot better than some of the other chains.
Yeah, it's definitely not dropped as much as other coins.
Let's see, that's still. So we'll see. Let's move on to another one. I guess there's nothing really pretty happening today. Matic under
Nope,
dollar.
we on to Matic.
Wow. Matic under dollar.
Okay, so oh wow, it is. So okay, here we go. Headlines for Matic. Can Polygon Matic price recover after 17% weekly drop?
Oh, I believe so. Absolutely. I think that drop is just, it has to, because Bitcoin told it to. It's got to listen to Bitcoin. So unfortunately, it told it to cool off. But this is still looking really healthy. Last time, this is where it bounced off around this level, 94 cents. Then it rallied up to $1.25, cooled off some, and it actually never really retested that high again. So that was an indicator the price was going to drop for that when it printed that higher low. See, higher high, and those are lower highs. And then that was like the first sign of the lower lows. But it's looking like 99 cents is a good support level. It really has to hold this level, though, in my opinion. Let me zoom this up real quick. Because if not, let's see. I'm going to extend this a little bit further.
I actually drew some a few downtrend lines on
throw
here,
it up?
and it's followed it down perfectly.
You can throw up your chart if you want while I try to see where it wants to go, where the next rallies.
Let's see, my window. Here we go.
I like the way your indicators look.
See what
like there's clouds and waves. Let's see.
See I drew these two here.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
There
Yep.
And it's just starting to break out sideways from.
So you should move that top one a little bit, and then make it to where it corresponds to those top offs of the highs right there at the lower ones. That blue one, make it to where, because if you move it up, it perfectly does get rejected every time the green that one, like around that level. Yeah That way it won't look like it's breaking out, because I don't think it's breaking out by the looks of it. It looks like it's just testing it out, and then if it doesn't pass that breakout, it's gonna go test the bottom red line.
Yeah, so this was going from. This wasn't including wicks. It's just called including candle bodies. That line.
Let's see. Yeah, there's a buy signal. It's probably gonna pop a buy signal soon then. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, got one here.
What price was that?
But usually you'll see it'll go after a strong buy signal comes up. And if anyone's interested in this, it's a Lux Algo is what I use. But it's very similar to what Dabs is using.
Lux Algo, I like that. I heard about that one.
Yeah, it's nice. I might have to get rid of it soon though. It's a little bit expensive.
That's the thing about indicators. That's why, luckily for you, boy, I bought this one a while back. I also do sell it for anybody who wants to buy it. I do sell the code for the indicator. Anybody who has SC6 NFTs get a discount for it, and you get it for lifetime. And I think it's a steal. I've sold it a few times, and basically what other people do, and I don't mind doing it. I'm all for putting money in people's pocket. Is basically reselling the code. After that, once you get the code, you can resell the code, and that's all it is, and make money that way. And this is one of my big indicators I use for trading. This one is I don't own the code of that, and then Market Cipher I think is another one I used. Market Cipher was huge. And then I used this one up here that's got bands and it shows different moves. But for anybody who wants to look it up, I can show you, teach you how I use it, what I do. But that's for another day.
That's for another day.
I don't want to shill ST6. That's not what social hour is about unless we get to it, and then I'll throw a little tips there. But
also, feel free to scan the QR code in the top left.
See where it takes you.
Take you straight to the new Sidekick.
You know
website.
what we should do is we should make one of that for the competition as well. A QR code where you just scan it, it takes you straight to the competition. Yeah, and I might be able to edit that QR code as well. I have one where it shows like the Sidekick logo in the QR code, and it's like the same thing. It takes us to the website. Throw a little Shazam on there. All right. So yeah, Matic's looking the same thing. I think all across the boards, that's what it's looking like. Like it wants to maybe catch itself. It's like when you think about this, it's like catching a knife. And there's a lot of bounce. Eventually, it's got to stop bouncing, right? And that's where it's looking like it's bounced a lot of times. We're starting to bottom out, and a lot of the chain, it's in the same predicament where what are we going to do? And shoot, while I'm on that page, let me see what Bitcoin decided to do. So it is bouncing off. We see green money flow coming in. You know what that means? Money's coming back into the market. It's 2:15 Eastern time. So we have about like an hour and 40 minutes until the US stock market closes. And usually, here's a little tip alpha that I use, 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. It's not always for sure, but most of the time it happens. You'll get some kind of relief rally, a pump. It doesn't mean it's a reversal. It's just like the market is closing. So all the retail and all the huge like investors in the markets, whether it be through ETFs or what, there's a lot of Bitcoin things that you can now indirectly buy Bitcoin, and those guys move a lot of the money throughout the week. That's why I like to trade like Sunday into Monday, because on Monday morning, that's when they're back into the game. And if we can get in when their markets are closed, because they can only trade from 9:30 a.m. to like 4 p.m. I think it's 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, off on holidays. So they're very limited versus us who are in the market. We know when to get in at any time. Like the market's never closed for us. So that's why I do like that, the Sunday to Monday ordeal. So it's 2 p.m. Expect the pumps, some kind of pumps. Nothing significant that's going to show you a reversal, but maybe something that's going to get us away from the whole number of 27,000 and towards 27,500, 27,600, and then retest that 28K again. So I guess from there we did Matic, ETH, and we got, these are yours. I didn't put these on my watch list, but we got Ripple and Doge. So which one you which?
Yeah, but we only brought up Ripple, and we only brought Doge up because of the news.
Fair. Maybe we should take him out, but we'll give him a little update on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll start with a good old Dogecoin. Same thing. It's the same picture. It's topped off, all topped off. This was the moment that you should have gone out of any trades. It's when you saw that lower high. And then we're just going to do this again. I mean, that's looking pretty healthy. It looks like they're going to want to trade in this range. All blockchains right now. And if it breaks out, we go back into this range. But I don't know about that one. It broke this trend that we're following. We can hypothetically say that there's a new, this new trend right here, and it needs to hold that. Like this is basically the next hold up if it wants to create like higher lows, because it broke that trend with that. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, still looking good. It's looking like most of them want to bounce right here and see where, like, some kind of relief rally.
Yeah, man. So I think XRP looks pretty decent, though. To be fair, because it had that rally up, and it's not really. It's dropped down a little bit, but not too
off
much.
At 44 cents. 44 cents is a good buy area.
Then it's bounced off what 3 times off the 44
cents.
cent.
Yeah, it has, and it tried to break out to 48 cents. Honestly, I think Ripple under 50 cents is always a good buy. I think Ripple's still a good buy anytime, as long as you can't buy it from any of the exchanges you can regularly buy it from. You should be buying it. And it's not like, usually it's the crypto pros that can get Ripple. It's not like the average investors. So that's like for me, that's a huge sign that I need to be buying more Ripple. Like I have a bag already. I know a way to get Ripple. Most people don't. And
so I just buy it through my Ledger.
Oh, you could do it through Ledger? Ooh.
Yeah.
And I got a Ledger too. You got is it the X?
There you go. Yeah. So just get on there. You just do buy, like, it comes up with like the MoonPay options and stuff like that.
I'm gonna give it a try. That'd be really awesome, because that'd be way easier than what I use KuCoin, so I have to deposit some ETH, get some XRP, and then keep it on there, or just.
Yeah. See, this is the thing, right? With the Ledger, I'm kind of going into this bull run. I'm kind of doing it a bit more. I'm using fresh funds to go into my Ledger.
Ooh.
And I'm kind of DCAing into that, right? But I've got all, like, you know me, I've got all my DGen plays going. I've got my bag of Sidekick. I've got a few Furio, Drip, all this sort of stuff going on as well. I just don't really want to. I'm not wanting to go more into the DeFi this time. I want to.
I like that.
Play with
Have
Ledger,
you done any AI plays?
No, I'm not into any of them at the moment.
I've seen a lot of hype about it, and I think that could be the next move.
Mate, so much. The percentages are crazy on them at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good ones.
Oh, and we're obviously getting into the NFTs. Got into your trading NFTs.
Oh, that was.
Might get into bot games as well.
I'm liking bot games.
So you got a bit of competition.
Yeah, I was checking out the website, and we're about 10 minutes away until we'll go into the segment of it. Or shoot, we might do it right now. I think we've already done all the TA.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go straight into it. I was looking at it today. It's really good to see some competition. I'm all for some good old comp. And this is the first time I've heard of bot gains. As you can see, this is V2. So they had a previous. I'd have to talk to the team to know exactly what is the difference between V1 and V2. However, they're 100% funded. 15 backers, 6 days left. So what that means, even though they're fully funded, guys, if you look over here, as long as they can be minted, you can mint. It doesn't matter if they're funded. It doesn't matter if the campaign's ended. You can always go here, or you can go to their website, which their website is pretty cool, and you can mint straight from there.
Yeah, just means they've reached their minimum amounts to launch the project, pretty much.
Good stuff. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But what, in the last week, we've seen 2 projects go live, reach their full cap. That's $102,000 coming through the platform.
Talking to my friends about that. That's
crazy.
That's a crazy amount, and it's almost like.
And that's all in NFT sales.
When we think about Jumpstart, when we first started this. Like, you're part of the team. We're all in the office, so you know how much time we took. We're like, all right, we really got to start getting some traction. We got put in some work, and it's just out of nowhere starting to really just fall into our lap. There's so many things that want to be built on Jumpstart, and I mean, this is only the beginning. Those numbers are by no means rookie numbers. Like, there's a lot of projects like we have in our own token, right? Like, imagine all these projects. If instead they're putting towards a token, which a lot of you guys are used to, that's a lot of liquidity to be putting into these projects. And instead we've revolutionized it where No more liquidity problems, no more whales, or you still get the whales, but hey, it's a fair game. Like the only advantage is they have to buy more NFTs. It's not like they have an
Yeah,
advantage
yeah.
over like liquidity, like where they can sell. So yeah,
And
so it's
dump
been
on
an
you.
interesting shift, and I'm all for NFTs. Before this really started to pop off, I hated NFTs. I thought NFTs were giving a bad image to crypto because there was the art hype, which I'm all for it. Like I think NFTs was the best way to sell your art via blockchain. But then once they started to lose their hype and everyone's like, well, I have this image, what do you do with it? There's like nothing to do with it. You just hope that it holds the floor price. You hope it doesn't dump, and you hope that it goes up in price. Some have exclusiveness. Like I know the Board Yacht Club. Like I think they have like private parties. Like that's one of the most highest
Yep.
prize collection. And then there's the what's the other one? It's like something Pixel on ETH. Can't remember the name. But those two projects, some of them don't even really have much use case besides the art. And with these NFTs, all the ones that have came through Jumpstart have utility behind them. So it's utility first, and then all the other perks are secondary. So I'm a big fan of NFTs now. I went from not having any NFTs to having a good bit of NFTs.
Oh mate, I before this project was not a fan of NFTs. I'll admit it, right? But definitely can see the upside of having them now.
Like we
Definitely, I 100% agree with like the sort of I do like tokens, but actually if you are a project and actually managing a token, that is a hard graft. Like we've done it for the last 2 years, 2 and a bit years. It's a hard graft to keep the community active and everything like that as well. So
yeah, I agree with that. And I've seen a lot of projects come kind of go because of that. They would have some great ideas, some great projects, but someone comes in early, they snipe it, they have AI bots or whatever it may be, and it kind of just destroys the project before it really gets started. This way of like raising funds eliminates that. The team already puts in the money they need. You already know via fees, where it's going, the marketing. They don't have to worry about someone dumping on them and them losing some of this liquidity that they've crowdfunded. So that's another thing. Like it's very huge, and I think people are really starting to see the big change in it. We've seen a variety of different campaigns start. This is the second trading one I've seen. We have a fitness one. We have a burn swap. We've had some the Destiny World with their metaverse, like how they want to integrate like jobs and stuff like that. Like I really music platform. And then like what we did where we distribute the profits from all the stuff that is happening here at Sidekick and Jumpstart. And this is only the beginning. So let's run it. Let's see what Bot Games has to offer. I know they decided to do 3 different NFT tiers. I know when I was first starting my campaign, I was going to do something very similar to this. But then I felt personally that it was a little bit more to manage this way. And then it would, maybe some will sell, some won't. Which, not to knock on this game, this is how I was going to do it anyways. But I chose to just do 1 tier, simplify it for myself. So here they have the bronze, silver, and gold. 3 different NFTs. The starts from 250 and it ranges up to 5K. Again, like I've read some of these. The 5K, if you're really serious about trading, this is the one that I would go for because of the free I'll go over a little bit on why that one. So I guess let's just go straight to the top with the bronze and what it gets you. So there's the supply. I think there was 1,000. Yep, 1,000 bronze NFTs for $250. It's right in the medians, not too much. It's not too cheap. And with this one, you're gonna get, of course, your little image, little bronze robot. The token distribution, which that's the main part of this. It looks like they're also going to be doing batching, so that's really interesting. For you guys that don't know what batching is basically like, let's say they sell out of all their NFTs, so all 1,000, they're going to be able to do a secondary batch, and they can also choose the price of it, so you can have more accessibility after it sells out. So that's always a great thing. And that's what I decided to do with my tiers, is do the batching. That way, once it's sold out. And another thing with that it's like a unique sense to it is it almost doubles the price of your NFTs if you decide to. Like with me, batch number 1 was 50 and batch number 2 was $100. So anybody who got into the original campaign, you can ROI that way. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do something similar. Batching. So monthly membership incentives and rewards. So I'm going to try to see if I can contact the team and get exactly what that means. I wasn't sure. I looked up a little bit, but it didn't specify on the memberships, like incentives and the rewards. You also get early access and exclusive discounts on partner goods and services, which I'm believing that's going to be on like their indicators and whatever upcoming things they decide to do. That's always good for $250. That's not bad. You get a little bit of exposure on what they do, and if you like it, then maybe you can mint a silver one or a gold one if you really want to put your money like to work. So let's see from there. And I know they're going to be doing on the Binance chain using USDC, so that's a good one. I know they chose it because it has the one-to-one backing. USDC is one of the ones that is probably going to be here for a long time, just because of the fact of the backers, like who's using USDC. I think that's Coinbase's coin, actually, if I'm not mistaken. They're the main guys who like came out with that. And for guys who don't know, Coinbase is just the number one like place to really get your crypto back when it wasn't as easy to get it. Like that's where I first got my first Bitcoin, was from Coinbase, and then they went public and they have their own stock. So they're doing all the right things to try to keep into the regulations. All right. Let's do silver. Silver, you got 250 NFTs at $1,000. So just like the bronze one, you're gonna get similar perks, except of course it's gonna be a little bit better. So you're gonna get the batching, the membership, early access. This is the new stuff right here. It's the early access to new upcoming features. You also get 50% lifetime discounts to their TradingView indicators and automation. I think that's probably their AI and how they do the algorithm with their trading, because I think this one,
Nice.
I think these guys use bots to trade versus like I do more of the manual stuff. So I'm interested as well. We're going to try to get these guys on the next episode, maybe, unless we do another campaign. And
well, we should do the 24-hour trading, and we should get them to pop in like every now and then.
If we can get I like that. You know, we should start doing that. We should start writing ideas for how we want to format that 24-hour stream.
Cafe.
Let's see. So the discounts.
We should put a budget aside. Put a budget aside and see if we
That'd be fun. Let's do that. Yeah.
we
See,
can
look
get
at that.
up
We're
to.
thinking of ideas. I'm gonna write both of those down because I think that would be great. And then on top of that, you also get access to a private Boggins Discord for members only. And I have something similar. So I think it's going to be structured the same, where they have a community. They might maybe post trades and just kind of give you a little bit more guidance. I know as far as for me, the Telegram isn't as good as Discord yet when it comes to these kind of things. I have seen Telegram getting better about it with the sub channels. Oh man, it looks like Discord's popping off right now. But so that's always a great thing to have access. I wonder if that's lifetime access so we'll get some more information on that part. And then last but not least, the gold membership with the gold bot. As always, you get same things as previously stated, except it gets a little bit better towards the end. So you still get the early access members to, that's even better, to technical analysis channels. And I mean, I love TA. Those people who want to trade, TA is your best friend, because you're not guessing, you're not gambling, you're seeing the market, the conditions, and there's a lot to it than just trying to figure out where the price is going to go when you have a picture that can tell you where. So that's neat. I missed that when I first went over that. And then you get free lifetime access to the indicators, which that is huge. I love indicators. When you can get some really good ones to help your trading, then those are the ones you want to keep to. I'm interested to see what their indicator looks like. So I'll probably be purchasing I think they all give you the access to it. So we'll do that. And then you also get, which was this one? Oh, awesome. They even get a free session. Like if you guys want to learn how to use the indicators, so you're not just kind of following and just looking at what they post, also learning the indicators is a big part. So this one's a really good, like I said, for you traders, this is the one you want to go for. You don't want to you can, of course, get some of these, but this is the one that's going to be more beneficial for you, because what it does is instead of them just doing the trades and you getting your money, you can now take maybe some of the profit that they distribute and start trying to trade the way they do it through the lenses from them, because you get the trading, you get the indicators, and you have access to like the private Discord. So all these things put together can make you honestly a trader. There's a lot of different styles for trading, so whichever one fits the best. Sometimes having a little bit of everybody's helps. So that one's the one to check out for if you definitely want to be trading.
Yeah, man, this project is good.
It does, and I'm the 50. It raised 50K. 6 days left, which again, guys, you can still purchase the NFTs. I need to take that notification stuff off, but you can still purchase after the date, after the cap has been raised. And then let's see if this one will talk a little bit more. You said you haven't gotten an NFT yet?
No, I'm still weighing up whether I should or not. I'm leaning more towards yes.
Yeah, what's good is we still have some time. There's still plenty of NFTs to be bought. We know that the project is gonna be funded, so that's great. One of the things I was leaning towards, I'm curious to see their dashboard, and we'll go over here in a little bit because they have a whole website that shows all your stuff. It's pretty cool. I like it. So that's one thing I really liked about this. And let's go over, I think right here. So it tells you about what they do. They trade and then they distribute the funds. And again, see, they also say no custom tokens that will lose value, no pump and dump tokenomics, purchase NFTs, earn rewards, and get bot gains. Love it. All right, so it says BotGains NFT holders are eligible for future rewards and or airdrops from the BotGains treasury by simply holding their NFTs. I also read somewhere, I think it's going to be in here, where all these different tiers will have some type of governance for how the project moves forward. So that's also neat for you guys who ever get into this. Having governance is nice. You kind of get a little say on what goes, and what's going to happen versus the people who don't get into these NFTs won't.
Ooh. Have you seen their dashboard?
Yeah, I was just checking it out. I like it.
Yeah, I was just getting out now.
Because Cause asked me if I wanted to do a dashboard, and for me with one tier, after looking at this, I don't think it would make much sense to do. Maybe something similar. I love the mint page. Boom, you can mint your NFTs. I love the fact that you have a button to go claim. You don't have to, because for me right now, I have it set up very manually. I'm still working on how I'm going to do the claim option. I think we might just add it to the Sidekick website, a little tab, and we just hit claim. But, I'll talk about it off stream just for the people who are in the NFT. Maybe we can decide to throw some funds to build a website if that's what the Shield team community wants to do.
We can raise it. We can raise it on the 24-hour trading.
Try to do that as the rally. That'd be fun. So let's see. And here's a little bit how the rewards are going to be split. So 50% goes to the NFT holders, and it looks like there's different, depending on how much you have, you'll get more of the pie as always. So if you have more of the bronze NFT, guess what? More of it goes to you. If you have more of the silver ones, same thing. So it gets distributed about 30-ish% across. And then they got 25 for marketing, 25 for the treasury, which I really like the idea of the treasury. I've been discussing this with my team about doing something like this for Shield Team. Because why not, right? Like, why not have something that can further the project, or you saw, can do anything with that treasury. So even do giveaways, airdrops, marketing, like. So I like that idea of that. All right, it says owning any of our exclusive NFTs will allow the owner to receive monthly membership and incentives and rewards, including the following. Okay, so I guess that's what they were talking about there when they say the rewards and incentives. Gosh, that's too much. Exclusive discounts on goods, which I'm assuming that's on the indicators, if you guys, or even their Discord group. Early access to new features and possible next round of NFT minting. So again, they have the batching option. So with those things, even though you've been whitelisted for the first batch, you can always get removed, and it just become exclusive again. So that's big. Monthly membership incentives and rewards. Advanced trading tools, so that's going to be their Discord, that's going to be their indicator, access to the traders, because I saw somewhere that they have right here, team of professionals with over 20 years of experience. So you have access to people with experience. That's one of my favorite things, is why do the time when you can skip it and just find someone that's done it and get the education from them. Let's see. Also, just like, because it's an NFT, you can resell it on secondary markets. There's a lot of secondary markets you can do it. And I know they put I think it was a 10% royalty fee that goes back to the team. So, most NFT creators will put that in there just to help back and give back to the creators. I also heard and read up there that they're going to have a buyback option. Like, they're going to do a vote on how much of, I think it was the bronze NFTs, they were going to buy back. And what that does is basically makes it to where your NFT is worth a little bit more. It makes it to where the demand's higher, because there's not going to be many NFTs out there if they're going to burn. So that's one of the things I saw, that there's going to be a vote on that. See, access to and they also use the Genesis multi-sig. So they have a 3-man team that signs it away. So it's a little bit more secure, especially with the Genesis wallet. I have some love and hate with the Genesis wallet, but it's better to use it than not when it comes to these kind of things. And they go over why they used to use DC. So like I was mentioning earlier, they have the 1-to-1 reserve. So you know that you're basically back. You don't have to worry about it. And let me go into their dashboard. What you think? What's your thoughts on everything that's going on with bot gains?
Well, they've definitely got some serious money. I'm loving the dashboard.
Yeah,
not gonna lie. I think it looks good.
That.
I love that little lad there as well.
Dope.
I don't know who made that, but
someone on the team. Rumor has it. Yeah, I love that. I love the idea of this. I love having the dash, and even like with this for bot gains, you probably have thought about this, but you can also charge for marketing. You can have a whole different ad section at the bottom tab of your website or something like that, specifically for projects maybe on Jumpstart or that want to do marketing. So I might have to snag that idea while I'm talking about it.
So I think it's worth noting that these guys, they're not on Twitter, they're not on Telegram. You got to go to Discord. That's where you'll find out the most information.
A lot of people have such a hard transition getting into Discord, like, because I do the same thing with my trading group, and they're like, I didn't even know how to use Discord. And the irony in that is I didn't even know how to use Telegram. Like, I was in Discord only, and then everybody was like, oh, Telegram's like, everyone needs to hop on this. Everyone's talking on Telegram. You get more investors, and then haven't really looked back since. Except for now, actually. Now that we're getting use case out of Discord again by having our chat set up.
Yeah, I'm just looking through their Discord at the moment. 25th of March, 2023. They had a 406% return and a 776% turn on 2 trades. Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's pop that up too. Here's a little bit.
Yeah, they look like they're doing
Your
all right.
general chat, your announcements, and any of the private stuff like this. I'm assuming, I'm not sure. I don't know how they have it set up. Is you won't be able to see it until you get the NFT. This is all just public information. Some of the other stuff might be only exclusively to private NFT holders. Give you a little example of what it looks like is if you look over here, those are all locked up and those are opened up. So you and the people who are not in the private stuff, they won't be able to see any of the stuff. They can only see these tabs. So I'm assuming they're going to do something similar if they don't already have it set up that way. Let's see. Let me get back to it though. See what else they have.
Ooh, we should change the music.
I'm down for it. You're the DJ.
Back, yeah, but I'm limited. What do you want?
Shoot, that's a tough one.
Should we go lo-fi?
Yeah,
Lo-fi.
it's always a good one.
It's like elevator music.
Oh, that's awesome. I like, they go for lower percents, which is something I probably need to go for. Because I probably can't say what I am, but I love me 100% trades. Like sometimes I'll see it go up to like 50%. I was like, oh, I'll wait another 50%. And then it starts to go down. And I'm like forced to close at like 30% or 20%, 24%. Yeah. And like you see these guys have their, and it's also, what sucks about where I'm trading is the fees. So I'm also probably going to look.
Looks like they're smashing it though. So when did they last post? 20th of April. Yeah.
Let's see the show 71, 61. Boom. Yep. Killing it. So guys, make sure you get some of these NFTs. Like personally, I like trading NFTs so far. And I'm not just speaking for myself, but they are paying off the most right now. So,
go on, then. Show us some of your trades.
Show you some of the stuff. We'll show you some of the stuff.
Come on, let's see what yours last up to.
Let's see
what people are missing out on. Because you've got another batch coming out. Right?
Yeah, so I'm still working on the Dash and all that stuff. Some people can mint on Bash 2 already. We're having some issues with the UI, so once I get that figured out, then you'll be able to see that mint like for batch number 2 is available. And if you're already whitelisted, like I said, you should be able to mint. If not, you can DM me. Right now, I believe we're sitting at like 51% for the NFT holders. Where? Let me see. Okay, figure this. So I'll go back. Let's see, just a little bit. We've been cashing a lot of these trades, honestly. So the way I do it, I put in the trade, how much leverage we're going to use, the entry, and I'll also post when to take profit. And as on top of that, I also put the charts. So the whole reason I created my trading channel was to teach people how to trade. It wasn't so much like, hey guys, look, I can make money off trading. You should throw money at me so I can, because before the NFT stuff, this is still too, like right now, this is a private Discord that is 500 for the year. And sometimes I'll do lifetime giveaways. And like most people have already made their money back within just a couple of trades, depending on what your lot size is. And some of these also just pop off like fairly quick. So just
because how much do you say people have ROI on the NFT?
51%, and on top of that, they've already ROI'd through the batch. So the batches are worth $100 now. So anybody who's looking to buy an NFT, in theory, if you have an NFT from batch 1, you could just sell it if you wanted to somebody that is trying to buy from batch number 2 and sell it for 100. Shoot, you could even undersell it for $90. They get batch number 2 for $10 cheaper, and you also almost 2x like on your initial. So the incentives are there for people. And then once we sell out of batch number 2, like batch number 3 is going to do the same thing, raise the price of batch number 2 to where the floor price is going to be worth a lot more. So there's always a chance for you guys to get your money out some way, somehow. And I know people buy NFTs. Like, I've had people wanting to sell their NFTs, and other people just buy them up. Like, they do not mind. They want to get these. And like I said, I don't mind. I'm not here for the money. I don't care what you guys do with those NFTs. Shoot, some of you guys with batch number 2, why not sell them at $90? Make yourself almost a 2x. Make someone else happy by getting batch number 2 technically at a discount. But one thing I will say is keep in mind that batch number 1 has different perks than batch number 2, in the sense like I give you get like lifetime if you have 20, versus batch number 2 you need a little bit less because it costs more. So there's things like that. But other than that, we're keeping it true. I want to teach you guys how to make money. This really changed my life when I figured out how to trade. It was like an incredible journey. For you guys that don't know out there who's watching, I started with like 0.055 Bitcoin a few years ago, traded up all the way up to a Bitcoin, sold it, and was able to purchase a house with it. And that's basically what I do now. So I've just revamped it. I stopped trading for a while because I got into the DeFi space. That's where I learned, met a bunch of you guys with the Sidekick, Gangster Finance, shoot, everybody at the Binance space, honestly. And
yeah, that was a sad day for
when
me.
Obviously, that was a good day. That was a good day. And since then we've talked, and a bunch of my team members like, yo, Dabs, why don't you get back to your element, get back to trading? Cause just build the perfect platform for you to move forward with the ideas. And that's how Shield Team 6 was invented. And Shield Team 6 is now, we got our own private, or not private, but we have our Telegram. We have a DAO for the people who are in NFTs. I think that's closed off now, though. Like, all spots have been filled. So we've came a long way. Batch number 2, SD6 was the first campaign to fully get funded. First one to do batches, and it successfully worked. So Cause, hats to you. You've done an amazing job with giving us Jumpstart, especially for us traders who, wanted to find a way how to crowdsource some money, and now we can, with perks via NFTs without worrying about liquidity. The code works, there's nothing to it. So once again, appreciate you, Cos, for building us this platform. And that's basically where we're at now, like at today. Now we got, like you were saying, between these 2 campaigns, let's see if I can go back, over $100,000. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like, I don't even know if the team is like giving themselves a pat in the back. I think we're just like thinking it's just normal without realizing like we're stepping on huge stones right now. Like, look at all these campaigns. We can go back to episode 1 and we only had a couple of them. And look at these 100%, 100%, 100%, 80%. Shield Team 6 was 100%. For some reason, mine's bugging out. I think it's maybe because I did it private. Who knows? We'll figure it out. What we do. 90, like, look at all these percentages. So things are running smoothly. We're killing it. I'm excited to see what other projects come in here, especially trying to get the Web 2 into Web 3 and see what we can do, because this has been awesome to collect these NFTs versus just images. Like, those images don't do anything for me.
Yeah. And just before we finish up, I've just put a little QR code up there for the Sidekick competition. That's still ongoing. You can win $500 if anyone wants to jump on that. And
You're quick.
Yeah, there's Zealy competition. So get on there, just tweet, all that sort of lovely stuff.
Yeah, get in there, guys. That's some free money. There's different ways. Unfortunately, there's an AMA also happening a little bit earlier. There's another chance for you guys to win money in Sidekick. So the team's out here. We're all over the place trying to give you guys money, trying to give you a good place to store your money, good place to invest your money. And, you know, the thing that I love about Jumpstart, and Kaz said it when we went to this conference in Atlanta, was for once, we're not asking you guys for your money. We're just asking you guys to check out the product. We don't need your money. We already have our token. Jumpstart doesn't need your money. It just needs you guys to give it a chance and see what it is. Like, you know, and here we are doing it. And it's only a matter of time before we go Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Yeah, that's a little teaser. That's a little teaser. That's all I'm going to say.
Are we allowed to talk about these new things
I don't know.
coming up?
I don't know. So
I suppose they just did an AMA. They just did an AMA though, didn't they?
Wait, are you talking about the money? Yeah, so they were doing an AMA, so we can talk a little bit about it. I don't know much. You might know more than I do, unless
I know a little bit.
Maybe leak what you think you can leak. How about that one?
Okay,
Kelly
so
Jr.
I'm gonna say, okay, it's called the Spot.money. ENJ Gold over at DGens is behind all this madness, and it's pretty much a drip raffle game, I think. So you put money in, and it burns drip, and it also let me have a quick look. Okay,
they also buy drip with the money that from the raffle.
Yeah. You can also earn through referrals. It has 5% burn on drip, and you also get money back in drip. So there'll be 30 winners every time the NFTs mint out. So I think there's 500 NFTs, and then every time those 500 NFTs are fully minted, that's when the game will be drawn.
Oh, that's fun. Does
that make sense? So you also have like platinum, gold, silver, bronze, which will all be different prices. So as they get minted, so if you can mint them all really quickly, then the games will just keep going. You could end up making a lot of money.
Yeah, especially if you buy most of the NFTs. I did hear him say right before I came onto our show that I believe you do need to have a faucet already. So you need to be in the drip ecosystem in order for you to partake in the raffles. Because what happens is they airdrop the drip into the faucet, and if you don't have one, then you know, you snooze, you lose.
Yep. Well, the drips are all right.
Yeah, I like it. And you know, that project that Spot the Money, like Engold's got some good peeps behind him. He's got the good team. We got Kaz helping him. So I'm excited to see that one come out too. Is it? Yeah, I guess I don't know more as much as you do on when the launch of it will be.
No idea on the launch. No idea.
But there was an AMA. If you guys go to Shill Team 6, there was a link to the AMA if you guys want to listen over it. There's also a link there for this show as well. So you guys, if you missed it, you don't have to worry about it. We know there's a lot of people all over the world. It might be nighttime, might be morning. Sure, I think it's still morning time for Roller. So one day we're going to have him on Social Hour. Well, shoot, I think that's about it. I think that's all we got for today. Next week, we might highlight. Let me see if we got Boggins, we get Burn Swap. So no more campaigns that looks like needs to be highlighted. We might do an overall review of all the campaigns, where they're at, where they started. Or maybe we can get another campaign before then. So
yeah, we should have a couple more.
Lots to look forward to, especially if you're in Sidekick.
Yep. All right, cool. Well, let's call it there then. And this episode will be on YouTube if you guys want to watch it back. But we'll send the link out everywhere.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you. Thanks for your time. This is episode 10. Many more to come. Peace.
Laters.